This is the new SolarStore50. The 50 represents 50 kilowatt hours of LFP battery storage, which is inside this cabinet. There's 10 modules there. Each module is 51.2 volt, 5.12 kilowatt hours with the DC breaker in the middle there. So it's got a 250 amp main DC isolator, and then we have 5 batteries, and then 5 batteries each go to that isolator. IP55 rated cabinet, and you can see it's insulated. This particular cabinet has the Ekrano 7-inch touchscreen fitted to it. Slightly higher resolution than the 5-inch screen. Really, really nice. We've put Victron on this one simply because it's going to be an indoor rated setup. So we've got a Victron MPPT RS450-200. So 4 solar trackers, 200 amps. On the other side, we've fitted a Victron Multiplus. So again, 48 volt or 51.2 nominal, 10,000 VA or 8,000 watt continuous with a 140 amp charge controller built into it. We've integrated lifting hooks to make it easier for installers. So that can be craned off a truck, forklift, pallet jacked, however you like to see it. Very, very stable and sturdy unit. I've got Alex with me on the other side of the screen today. Alex, in your mind, what makes this special?
I think the benefit of a system like this, whether you call it DC centric or whether you call it a BS as opposed to a BESS, as in a battery system, is if you've got a failure of a battery module or really anything, it's serviceable and you can change it. So you can change the BMS in the batteries, you can upgrade them if they're 10 years old and they need to be upgraded. Every part of it's serviceable. Whereas with an all-in-one system, like a SIG Energy or a Tesla Powerwall, you're really wedded to that company.
Right. So if the solar charge controller fails, you can just take it off and put a new one on.
Yeah, and in the case of Victron, there'll be a local service agent as well.
Sure.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be us or anybody. So it just gives some extra flexibility and I guess some peace of mind that it's going to last into the future.
And if we have a problem with one of the battery modules, Alex, what happens? So for example, if I flicked one off right now and isolated it, the system will just keep running. Yeah,
nothing changes because they're all 51.2 volt batteries in parallel. So if any one doesn't work, that's fine.
Okay. And I notice you've got CAN bus connected to these. Any reason why we should or should not have CAN bus?
I guess mainly data. So the CAN bus will report state of charge and temperatures and those types of things to the inverter. But they'll also work happily without it. So if the communication breaks, they're perfectly safe operating standalone as well.
All right. Just while I'm looking at the touchscreen here, does it have to be here?
No. In fact, it doesn't have to have a touchscreen at all. It could be an Android device that's mounted in your home. It could be a phone app. You don't have to have it at all. Okay.
This particular unit, I think it's sold and it's going into a garage installation.
Yeah.
So the IP rating being IP21 on the Victron gear with the touchscreen, that particular customer just wanted a touchscreen and they were happy for it to go in the garage.
I don't know. Personally, I'm kind of old school like that. Even like the Sunny Boy inverter, it's a great inverter, but once they remove the screen, I just hate that you can't walk up to it and see what it's doing. I find myself looking at my Fronius inverter and seeing what the output is while it's running. And
yeah, you're absolutely right. I tend to do the same thing. Even the DA hybrid inverters that we're using with the SolarStore50 as well, they have a little integrated screen on them, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
And the reasoning we've gone to 50 kilowatt hours nominal for this. Sure, it does evolve around the Cheaper Home Batteries program, but also longevity in batteries as well, Alex. People don't probably fully understand, if you've only half filled the cabinet and you're tanking it every day, so 100% down to 20 or 0, it's going to have a massive effect on cycle life. So that's why we're talking about possibly adding more batteries for certain situations. And what about marrying that to solar? What's that going to do to us if, in this particular case, probably not going to be an issue because we can have up to 200 amps of solar, which is around 10 kilowatt. So 10 kilowatt, peak of summer.
Easily.
Yeah. So you touched on cycle life with the batteries being 50 kilowatt hours and depth of discharge. How long can we expect a system like this to last?
I think you'd expect it to last at least 10 years or 15 years.
Right.
Because the cycle life that everyone gives to LFP is back to a percentage of their original capacity. So they're not failed at 6,000 cycles, they're down to 80% of what they originally were.
Okay. Is it worth touching on, there's been a bit of media flurry about the Powerwall 2 now being recalled. What's different to this compared to a Powerwall 2?
Interestingly, they're NMC. I only discovered this recently. I thought they were LFP, but they're not. And so they're a far more volatile chemistry. Now, I think with the Powerwall 2s catching fire, I think it's only a limited batch. I don't think it's a lot of them. And I assume they're probably very well engineered. But that's an example of an all-in-one. Once that fails or something happens, you're stuck with Tesla. You have to go to them.
Yeah.
You have to fix it. If you had a battery fail, and it won't in a catastrophic way because it's LFP, it's very safe. But if you have a failure, anyone can replace it for you. You don't have to go back to the original manufacturer.
Yeah.